All right, we are officially live and recording for our last review session. I'll post this on the remote fourth quarter section. Let's just to get this right out of the way, because I was just about to talk about it before we started recording. Cheating. Guys, if you have notes, that's cool. You can do that. All right? You can have notes out. You can have the extra notes available to you, like the ones that are on my website right now for you to take and download. The context and outside evidence thing I showed you. All the notes from that one teacher that literally did Heinler's method for the entirety, and you're good. You can have those out. What you can't do is try to contact people. And I wouldn't have multiple windows open on your computer and available to be seen. I don't know what College Board is going to do to make sure this exam is secured, but I do know the repercussions. Please don't cheat. Even if you don't know anything about the prompt, as Diego was saying before, you can still get 4 or 5 points decently easy just by using the documents. Now, the repercussions for cheating are pretty big here. One, they may not allow you to take another AP test, which means you're in 9th grade. If you want to take any other AP classes, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade year, they're not going to allow you to take the test. If you get caught, they'll invalidate the exam. You won't be able to take an AP class. And supposedly one of the other people was saying that they're going to go ahead and on top of that, inform colleges. So it's not a good idea to do that. So if we go back and forth to write on our Word,
So they won't be able to see the Word document. So
I don't think they're able to see the Word document you're writing on. Just make sure you have your notes out. Those are allowed. The notes from our website, sure, print out whatever things you need to do or have it in there. They may track your IP address, Diego. They're not telling the teachers everything.
VPNs?
Yeah, they can do that. They can see where the IP addresses are submitting things from. So if you guys decide, like, for instance, if 2 people decide, oh, well, we'll bring our phones or we'll bring our laptops and we'll all go in the same room, well, then you're all connected to the same
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. So just, guys, just whatever you're thinking about doing, don't do it, and just do it on your own. Because if whatever reason, let's just say they're BSing and they're not tracking IP addresses, do you really want to risk not being able to take another AP class or for them to report it to a college? Do you want to take that risk? I don't think you should at all. So just keep that in mind. Make sure it's only you. Shut yourself in a room. Put your phone somewhere else. Don't even bother having it around you. Just do it on the computer and get it done. Okay? With that being said, do you have any questions about cheating? I know it's... Okay. Mary asked a question about what if something happened in the submit button isn't working and the timer's running out. I'm going to send you guys a remind and another email with some links that if there is a problem with the submission process, as long as you submit it immediately after in a Word document, and I'll send that information out to you guys, you're still going to be okay.
So
all right, Mary?
You can't really edit the text box, so it's either copy and paste or just upload the files.
Yeah, I would. So far, what teachers have told me is that the best way to submit this test is just write it in a Word document, copy and paste it into where they want you to do it. And that's the best way to do it, apparently.
And then you probably have
a question, Ariana? Oh, okay, never mind. The final thing I would say to you guys is a reminder, and I'm gonna start sharing my screen now. When you go to my exam review page, all right, if you have not already, please come down here, do the checklist, watch the prep guide, check on College Board's troubleshooting link. You go in here. It's going to open up to you some things that are very important. Make sure all of you have your browser up to date. All right, Chrome, Firefox, whatever you're using, Make sure it's up to date. Do not use Internet Explorer. It is not supported. All right. Make sure you get your APID by the end of today. I just sent out the remind not 10 minutes ago that a lot of people have gotten their IDs. If you haven't, contact College Board. They're not going to look for you. You have to solve your own problems here, folks. So please use the links, use the practice exam link to get an idea of what's going to be expected. Do these things before the exam ever the day of comes.
Oh, also for the exam, because Mary asked, well, I heard that there's gonna be like a email that's gonna be on the submission part, that if you can't submit through the actual website, they're gonna give you an email. So just upload it to the email, and then you'll get your submission.
There you go. So that's the information I was gonna send out later on. But Mateus, you put it very nicely there. They're gonna have a backup just in case whatever reason happens. You still must upload it by a certain point. Don't expect to send it a day later. Make sure you're sending it immediately afterwards if you can, if the submit button isn't working.
Mr.
Okay, Layla, what's up?
So we have 45 minutes to do the test, correct?
Yep, and then 5 minutes.
And we have 5 minutes to submit. Is the 5 minutes part of that 45 minutes?
No, it is not.
2 minutes and 5 minutes is included in that.
Yes.
Yes to.
Yes, 45 minutes to write it, 5 minutes to upload.
So it would be like 50 minutes in total.
Yes, 50 minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
So College Board says, Mr. Mathos?
Yes. What was that?
It was me.
No, what's the question?
Oh, the help with contextualization, that's printable too, right?
I believe so. I mean, it's not going to come out in color or anything like that, but I mean,
that's fine.
Whatever.
Okay, good.
Right? Maybe have it up on a separate screen, on the computer or something. I don't know.
Because I feel like
Shri-san, don't do that. Shri-san, don't do that. I believe they're going to sit there and lock your submission. So don't wait until 45 minutes to copy and paste into the box. Don't do that. Okay, make sure you're done in 45 minutes. Don't play around with that. I don't want one of you guys to have this great essay and then you can't copy and paste it in there, or you can't submit it. So be done before the time limit. All right, just be safe. There's a lot of little errors going on. I don't want one of you guys to be a part of the statistics that 2% of these kids didn't get a chance to submit their essay. All right. So let's move on here. So a couple things before we really get into the thing for today, the mock time DBQ. The few things that I want you guys to have out with your exam. I think that all of you guys should print a planning sheet.
I mean, I wish I could plant it.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah.
Planted into these brains.
Oh, God. Okay. Please have some sort of planning sheet or a system that you've been using for these mock or practice DBQs that works for you. I've been using this. I've been okay with it because it reminds me to do a couple things and keeps me somewhat organized. I'm good with that. I also think that, and these are the AP exam notes. I wouldn't print them per se, but maybe have them up somewhere on another screen somewhere. If you can print them, great. But this is kind of like a thing where if you think the prompt has to do with interaction in the environment or cultural developments or governance, all these notes is a more in-depth version of this.
So you're allowed to have another screen up during the test?
They said that you'd be allowed to use notes.
You can, but I didn't do it last time.
Okay, it says you're allowed to use notes. So these are notes as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe what I would do instead of having a tab open on Internet Explorer, why don't you just download them?
Actually, yeah, that's way more safe.
I'll just print it.
Yeah, download it, print it, put it on your desktop, put it next to your other papers, whatever you got to do.
Make it your home screen.
Sure.
The more, the better it is for you. Everything we can to make it safe.
I will say that this help with context thing has been a big help to me personally, as I've been doing upwards of 8 DBQs now. It's just an easy way to see, like, so let's just say the prompt is about disease and it's in unit 2. You have all these different things to draw on to help you contextualize.
Bubonic plague.
Yeah, I mean, I think about disease, and immediately, if I'm thinking about the plague, I'm like, oh my God, Silk Roads and the spread of it, and the Mongols opening up the Silk Road. So like, that's enough for contextualization. I'm gonna mute Yordi there. Jeez, Yordi. So these are a few things that I think you guys should have out: the planning sheet, some help with context, some sort of notes. The last thing before we get started, a reminder of your structure of the DBQ that you should go for. Paragraph 1, contextualization, thesis. Paragraph 2, your topic sentence that works with part of your thesis. And then your argument 1, or grouping number 1. Third paragraph, topic sentence number 2, and the groups that work with it. And then your explanation, your use of the document, the analysis if you get there. And then finally, your 4th paragraph, restate your thesis if you have time. This is not required, but restate your thesis, because sometimes if you don't get the thesis point in the 1st paragraph, a lot of people have gotten the thesis in the 4th paragraph because they make it clearer and more detailed.
That's cool.
All
I have a
right.
question.
Yes, sir.
So I wasn't exactly listening when you said what we should do if like about like the other tab. So what should we do again to
If
be
you're
safe?
trying to
Download it.
use notes, I would download them.
Okay.
Yeah, just download them.
So not on the web. Okie dokie.
Yeah, I mean, I would avoid doing that, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. They said you can use notes.
And it's just not having a lot of tabs open because it may slow down your computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
avoid having a
I'm
time.
I mean, I
On your processor.
do have like a good PC, so like.
Fortnite will crush you.
All right. So with that being
I have
said,
a
you've
laptop.
gone through test security. You know where to find information about before the test. You know you should have gotten your email by now with your test ticket. If you haven't, contact College Board. You know where to find and what you should have out before the exams. It's all on the website. Let's get into the time DBQ for today. All right. To get to the time DBQ for today, obviously all of you are on a computer already or something like that. Please go to the exam review part of the website. You're going to come down. You'll see WAP Exam 2020. Go to 5 Document 2020 DBQs. It's going to open up a folder. Click on the 5 Document DBQs, units 3 through 6.
Can you go back like 2 steps, please?
Okay, sure. Look, go to Exam Review. Go down to WAP Exam 2020. 5 Document 2020 DBQs. When you open it, it'll open up a Drive folder. Click on 5 Document DBQs, unit 3 through 6. You're going to go down, as long as you have internet. Come on, interwebs. Okay, internet, thank you. Wow, so it looks like my are you guys seeing? Okay, there we go. There, load it up. All right, we're good. You're going to come down all the way to the Unit 6 DBQ. The Unit 6 DBQ's prompt, is develop an argument that evaluates the extent to which consequences of imperialism transform societies in the era 1750 to 1900. I'm going to open up the chat here in a second. And I want to know, is anybody having problems finding this?
Nope,
Shri-san
not for
put
me.
the link. Shri-san put the link right there.
We good.
Okay, hold up.
Can you say the prompt so I make sure it's the same, right?
Yeah. Again, you're going down to the Unit 6 DBQ. Go down. It's the last DBQ on that document. So again, exam review 2020. 5 document 2020 DBQs. Click on it. It'll open up the Google Drive. 5 DBQs, unit 3 through 6. Click it, open it, and go all the way down to where it goes into the unit 6 DBQ, which is on page 8 of the document.
All right.
So, oh, David, Ethan, are you able to open it, or are you saying you're having no problems? Okay, gotcha. Cavalli, have you found it yet? Marcy, what do you mean you haven't found it? This is where. Okay, so once again, Marcy, go to exam 2020, 5 document 2020 DBQs. Just look at your screen. You could follow me exactly. 5 document 2020 DBQs. 5 doc DBQs, units 3 through 6. Follow that and go all the way down to the bottom on page 8 or to page 8, and you'll see unit 6 DBQ. Develop an argument that evaluates to the extent to which consequences of imperialism transform societies in the era 1750 to 1900. Remember, no one should be working on this yet. We're waiting for everybody to get here, because there's no need to cheat yourself. I'm not grading this. I'm not sure why I wouldn't let you open it, Cavalli. But that's that's where it's at. You may need to hop off of here possibly, and who the heck is iPhone? All right, give me 1 second, guys. We're gonna get started here in a second. Let's give Cavalli a second chance here. Is everybody ready to go?
Yeah.
I mean, look, this is one of the larger ones we've had, but I didn't think everybody's gonna have too many big things. But all right, it looks like I'm getting a lot of yeses.
Wait, let me dry my hands.
Oh my goodness. Okay, online. Go ahead.
Un segundo. I'm just trying to get onto my online office thing because it's taking a long time. Because I'm installing Warzone so I can play with you.
Are you? Oh, you kidding me? You're gonna get wrecked.
I paused it.
Get wrecked. Just kidding. All right. Let's go ahead.
I'm installing a virtual machine. My thing is laggy too.
Oh boy.
Why are you guys trying to do that right now?
I don't know, man.
The best time.
Good question.
That's tough. Okay. Now,
Wait.
remember this, guys, and this is for everybody. While everybody's loading up everything, get ready to go. Have the DBQ open. Have everything you need to do. Remember the DBQ process. Analyze the prompt. Remember what it's trying to ask you. If you do, you can have the best essay in the world. If you do not answer the prompt, you don't get anything. So be sure to understand the prompt. All right, analyze it first. Then go through the documents, start organizing an argument, get your thesis, set up your topic sentences, and go from there. All right, use the stuff available to you to help with contextualization and analysis. We're gonna go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it.
Ready to rumble.
Timer is going. I will remind you when 15 minutes has passed. And I'm doing this DBQ right along with you. If you have questions, just ask. Remember, guys, as you go into these documents, make little notes to yourself just to double, triple check on things, you know, just little notes to help you. We're at 41 minutes.
Mr. Mathos,
Yes, sir.
the first document, is it okay? So was it the British who were exploiting the islands, or was it the Peruvians?
That's something where I think you got to really think about it. It looks as if, for
I
me,
think it's the Peruvians
the Peruvians are obviously exploiting the islands, but who's
funding
exploiting
it. It's the
who's
British.
exploiting the Peruvians?
Oh, so the British are exploiting the Peruvians who are exploiting their own land.
I mean, that's something that I would argue.
That's kind of mean. They're like, here you go. We'll give you some money to exploit it, but you have to give us like the stuff.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, it is what it is. That's part of economic imperialism.
Documents, right?
Yep, should be five documents. Remember, on your exam, if you use 2 documents and you just describe what's in them, you get 1 point. If you use 2 documents, you describe what's in them, and you show how it supports your argument, that's 2 points. If you use 4 documents, you describe what's in them, and you support an argument, whether that's your topic sentences or your thesis, you get 3 points. Always aim for the 3.
Mr. Mathos,
Yes.
got a quick question. For document 2, where it says the states that undertook reforms, what is that? Like the Reformation thing?
Not the Reformation, but remember look what the document is trying to say. Those that undertook reforms became strong.
Yeah.
Those states that come to the past perish. So
Yeah.
keep reading and you'll see that it's all talking about economics in a way.
Oh, okay, economics. All right.
Yeah. Whew. Someone's crying.
That's
All good.
Yeah.
All good. Don't worry about it. Keep going, man.
Mr. Mathos?
Yes.
For document 4, actually, I was going to say that like it caused people to be like unhappy and unrest, like the effective imperialism.
You can say that, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Those of you working on the timer, wanting to keep track, you're at 33 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. So in about 3 minutes-ish, you should have a thesis written and sort of be ready to go.
Mister, so you're not how many
Mister.
group
Yes, Layla.
so how many groupings are you allowed to have again?
You're allowed to have as many as you want, but with 5 documents, I think you're really probably gonna do about 2. That would probably be my groupings. I've generally done 2.
Okay, so you can't do one?
You can, you have the ability to, but you may limit how you're able to use the documents then.
Okay.
All right. Just for you guys, I wrote 2 theses. Look at that. you guys are approximately at the 30-minute mark. By now, you should hopefully have some idea of what documents kind of link together, what kind of arguments you can make. Your thesis should be in the works, if not written by now. And maybe you're moved on to creating topic sentences or ideas for contextualization or working on those other documents. Give you another thing. We got 24 minutes. 18 minutes left, y'all. Keep it going. My hand is hurting.
Yeah, I'm on my first page.
All right, man.
Already used 3 documents.
This would be something like this.
What?
I'm on my third document.
Good, good, good. Make sure it's supporting either your thesis and hopefully you set up your structure with your topic sentences.
Can you cite 2 documents in 1 sentence?
Of course, yeah. If you'd like to, yeah. Just make sure you're adequately describing those documents and then using them to support a point.
Mr. Mathis?
Yes, sir.
This is one word it says inexhaustible. Is that what it? I don't know. That's what it says.
Inexhaustible, meaning if you can exhaust something means it's limited. So inexhaustible would be
Unlimited.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Mathos, how much time do we have?
15 minutes. hope you guys are going to try for the outside evidence points possibly with this, because it is super duper easy with this particular prompt.
Scramble for Africa, maybe? I'm not sure.
Oh, forget Africa. Look at the Japanese and Chinese one. We did a whole big thing on imperialism with them.
U.S.
Come on, you guys remember spheres of influence? Opium wars?
Mr. Mathos?
Yes.
Was it the Meiji Reformation or Restoration?
I've seen both.
Okay.
How much time do we have left?
On the timer, you have a little less than 10 minutes. Always keep that timer in mind, guys.
Question.
Answer.
When you export, is that a lot better than importing?
Depends upon what you're talking about here. Exporting is going to bring more wealth into your country because people are buying your goods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's generally good.
That's what the whole thing behind mercantilism
You think
was.
that, yeah, mercantilism policy, the piece of pie. There's only a limited amount of things. So when I give.
Thank you.
No problem. Excuse me. Do I have time for contextualization? You guys have 6 minutes remaining.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Wipe your nose.
Hey man, I'm sorry. You know what? I got a bunch of sriracha up my nose right now, man. Bad news bears.
I feel a lot more accomplished. I did a lot more than last time.
Yeah, keep going. You got a minute.
I'm just making sure I didn't have any grammatical errors.
Okay. Hey, grammar is not the biggest cause of this. It's really making sure your ideas are clear.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Okay. Whew, my hand hurts. And I'm done.
And I'm done. Oh, I only have 8 seconds left.
There you go.
I literally have one more paragraph to do.
Hey, stop writing. Stop it. Stop it. Stop
I
it. No
did.
más. No more.
No toca. No toca.
No more. Pencils up. No toca. Everything that I used to say.
I literally put a period as it said 0.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Last DBQ. I'm out of it.
Okay. That's our final time DBQ here. Whew, take a second, stretch those digits out a little bit, because I don't know about you guys. I wrote like a fiend.
Mr. Mathos?
Yeah.
Me and Mathos did it together and we did actually pretty good.
Why?
No, don't do it together. You won't be together.
Why would you waste your time with that, Elliot?
I don't know.
That's okay. That was not exactly your smartest thing you've ever done there, buddy.
Oh.
You nor Mateus. Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Matos, for remembering me about the Opium Wars. I kind of forgot about that. Here's my note there.
And the spheres of influence.
So here's the deal. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. Like, you have to, this is why studying the content is important, because I think this essay, and I hope you guys feel good about this. The rest of the people that aren't speaking right now, feel free to unmute yourselves and speak out. Do you feel better about this essay than you have in past essays?
Yes.
Yes.
Or
With this topic.
Yeah.
Yes.
I used to
All right.
scramble for Africa. This is gonna be easy outside.
I did write really well though. Maybe we were together, but I
I'm not
wrote.
talking to you, Elliot. I'm not talking to you right now, Elliot. You're killing me,
Try
bro.
to include like the
Killing me.
Industrial Revolution and its effects all throughout the essay. Because it was thanks to the Industrial Revolution and its technology that these countries were able to imperialize over others.
So let's get organized with this. Sorry, we got a lot of people in here. I hope everybody got some effort in there. You typed it up. You'd be ready to submit it. Grammar issues are going to happen, Amaya. The biggest thing is that you need to make sure your ideas are clear. So let's go through this, and let's do this one at a time here. Let's start at the very top with the most important thing. Let's type this one in the chat so it's easier and there's not a lot of people talking at once. What sort of organization do you have? What documents did you feel work together?
Can I go?
And don't just type in 2 and 4. Put in 2 and 4 and what you would make an argument with. Like, so for example, I used 2 and 5 together because it showed reforms. It showed the effects of reforms or the push for reforms in those countries. So put something like that in the chat and we can start kind of examining it, talk about it.
I did 1, 3, and 4 because I thought that it was like negative effects on like unsuspecting countries because like for example like 1 it was like how the Peruvians were like exploited by the British, so that's one unsuspecting country. Then Doc 3 it was India where like the Clive guy he was legit just
corruption,
just taking everything and exploiting slavery in India. And then Doc 4 it was just slavery and toxicity and meanness.
So you kind of did the basic argument of positive and negative effects almost of imperialism. Okay. Diego, I'd be interested to see how you used 2 as far as 1 to get more powerful or wealthy. How'd you use 2 with 1? With 1. 1, 2, and 5.
I'm typing it right now.
It's okay. Economy 135, stronger society 2 and 4. 2 and 4, huh? Fayola, how'd you use 2 and 4 together? That'd be because I want to make sure you try to like type that out or something because that's those seem to be a tough sell together because you have 1 where you're talking about reform movements and 4 was talking about, you know, the treatment of Britain of these people and the killing of people and they won through superior tech. Jacob, that's a good one. 2 and 4. I guess, yeah, that could work together if you're talking about expansion of wealth right there, Fayola. Jacob, that's what I used. I used that to show reform movements. Nayla, 3 and 4. Yeah, 3 and 4 work together. You could even throw 1 in there as well. I think actually, guys, I didn't use 4 at all. Like, I just did not use it. I don't think it fit any of my great arguments. So I didn't use 4.
Same here. I didn't think that too.
I used 4 and 2 together to like argue that developed modernization and the responses to modernization.
I used 4, but in order to use it, I had to include like my 2 outside evidence, where the scramble for Africa, which African countries couldn't fight, as well as the Opium Wars, where China couldn't fight because both of them didn't industrialize.
Okay.
I was forced to give up power. That's how I used 4 with my outside evidence.
What about 1 and
Amaya, I like what you did there with 1 and 3 as well. That's kind of the same thing I did as well. Yordi, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I put 1 and 5.
1 and 5, huh?
I for some reason like it just felt like it connected to me with exporting like I don't know. It just felt like it to me. It felt like it connected. I don't know how to properly explain it, but it just felt like it connected with me.
Okay, I guess we'll see how it works. Go forward. So 1, 3, and 5, yeah, sure, son, I could see that. I don't think I ever used 4. What did I actually use? Yeah, 2 and 5 and 1 and 3. I never used 4. So with that being said, here's the next step: is that I want you guys to copy and paste your theses in the chat, or if you want to say it out loud, let's just take it 1 at a time and let's all kind of give it a chance here, okay? So if you want to say your thesis, cool, or again, put it in the chat and let's examine them.
My second thesis became more
Holy crap, that's a big one.
May I say it?
Still doing those
Oh,
mega
never mind.
theses. Look at this.
Mega theses.
What are you doing, man? Researching after which they control land.
That's like partly contextualization too.
Is that contextualization too? Because it seems like it. Just your theses, guys. Just your theses.
Oh, dang, my
I
thesis is
have two
wrong.
versions of my
So,
thesis.
Shrisan, can you do me a favor? Just put in your thesis, because I want to make sure I give you a feedback just on your thesis, okay?
Well, I have a thesis at the beginning and at the end, so I'm just gonna put both of them.
Okay, guys. Jacob put his thesis in there, and it's super easy and super clean. And it's not long. This imperialism would create consequences that would greatly transform societies, as they would damage local economies and governments and would prompt societies to abandon old traditions. Super easy, clean, to the point. Okay. Michaela, imperialism.
Wait, no, I wasn't talking about that, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay. Imperialism in the year 1709 changed society. Michaela, let me see something. Let me check the prompt one more time. Okay, so you changed the word changed to transform. I think you still need to qualify that. You have a thesis there, but I think you need to qualify it still a little bit more. Like, it just needs to be just a little bit more. But I like where your head's at. Oh, okay, Diego, which is the?
The first one is the first one like I wrote, but the second one is like my conclusion.
No, I just want the one that you wrote, okay? Because we gotta look at things under pressure.
So the one at the beginning.
So the consequences of imperialism brought big changes to societies. Since it
I need to know a lot of words.
wealthy because of their advancements by imperialism, while countries who weren't became weak. Yeah, Diego, that'll work. The first part, the one with consequences of imperialism, that'll work still too.
All right.
Shri Sun had lasting effects on nations that were targeted. Those nations were used for business, money. Shri Sun, excellent thesis. Now that I can see it, it's nice and clear. Good. I like where your head's at with that one. For the people that are going to watch your recording, imperialism had lasting effects on the nations that were targeted. Those nations of interest were used for business to make Europeans more money, along with causing modernization to occur in traditional and old societies. Although some countries welcome modernization, other countries were often victims of modernization due to the way Europeans treated them. And I guess that's bringing in document 4 right there. I don't know who this is, it's from an iPhone. Imperialism caused consequences such as, I think you meaning to say entitlement, such purity, the ability for other products to flourish, as well as corrupt businesses and people. Again, you need to qualify this. What kind of consequences, how long were the consequences, how far reaching, how expansive were the consequences? We need to expand upon that just a little bit. Nayla, in the era of 1700 and 1900, societies transformed by imperialism dealt with consequences such as wealthier economy and new technology. You again, Nayla, you need to qualify. Remember, to the extent is the how much it changed, and then the how and why. You're missing the how much. We know it was transformed. The prompt said it, but in what way was it transformed? Hardly transformed, greatly transformed, something along those lines. So you're just missing just a small part of it. I think you may still get the point because of its clarity. But I'm not, that really depends upon your reader, and that goes for some of the previous ones too. I still think the best way to approach it to the extent is to do the how much it was changed. To give you another clear example, besides if you go up to Jacob's up there, let me give you a clear one. Imperialism, be it conquest or economic, had devastating effects on the country's financial systems and economic freedom, but also forced other countries to adopt reform to new economic realities. So that devastating effects is the qualifier there. I'm on Ethan. I know I got 10 messages to read. Just bear with me here, guys. During the period 1750 to 1900, imperialism greatly transformed societies by boosting economies of imperialist nations as well as causes native peoples. Yeah, dude, that works. Ethan, that works. Simple, straight to the point. David, in the era 1750 to 1900, the consequence greatly transformed due to the growing need to become wealthy by westernizing and people being ruined by imperial powers. Yeah, that'll work, dude. Easy peasy. Khan, although economic imperialism brought an increase of wealth and prosperous lives to other nations, the society of these subjected nations were greatly transformed due to the exploitation of the native resources and people. They were forced into coercive labor, receiving little or no payment, leading to massive deaths and poverty in these exploited nations. The idea of economic imperialism also led to reformation to compete on a global scale and bring the people improved living conditions. Khan, you absolutely destroyed that. If I could, there's a little dance. You absolutely destroyed the heck out of that right there. That was great. AM, Amaya maybe? The extent to which consequences of imperialism transformed was great. As a result of imperialism, some states are poor due to failure or to modernize. However, some states thrive because of it. Luke, AM, whoever you are, AM, that works. AM, that works. Namrata, the use of imperialism had many negative consequences on the economy and welfare by exploiting the land's resources and people for personal gain. I like it, Namrata. It's simple. I think you could benefit from making sure you're talking about whose economy you're talking about. That's the unclear part about your thesis right there. Because it's a little bit, because negative consequence on the economy, whose economy? Okay, that's a big deal right there. Like, is it negative for the imperialist powers, or are you arguing it's negative for the conquered powers? All right. Amaya. Okay, so here's Amaya. I don't know who AM was then. Although many historians may argue that the consequence of the period did not greatly transform society because of states that handed them to imperialist values, imperialism did greatly transform societies positively and negatively by economic impacting and negatively impacting. It's a little wordy there, Amaya, like as far as you're going this way, then going that way. But I think you answer the prompt and you make an argument, which that's going to get you the thesis point. I'd like to see, Amaya, though, clear topic sentences to go with that. Okay, so you take your thesis, you've got your 2 points, and you have clear topic sentences that work with your body paragraphs and that work with your thesis. Awesome. So those are some pretty good theses. I know,
Could I?
Elliot, you probably want to say yours.
Yeah.
Yours and Mateus's. I'm super mad at you guys for doing that. Y'all should be working alone because you ain't gonna have him on the day of, and neither will he have you.
Yeah.
So you know what I think y'all should do? Like me, Elliot, you and Mateus stay on. I'm gonna get you guys afterwards to do another one by yourselves.
Oh, wow.
It's not mandatory, but I will grade it for you. Just to have one last practice, okay?
Yeah.
Take it.
All right, but yeah, go ahead, Elliot. I'm sorry.
From 1750 to 1900, consequences of imperialism greatly transformed societies. Although many countries were ravaged by the effects of imperialism, some benefited from the influence and change of Western countries in certain areas.
Excellent. Same along the lines of Jacob's, of Khan's. You're clear to the point, and I can tell you that this is going to be. There's 2 clear arguments there. That's what you need to be doing. Great job for both of you on that, whoever came up with it or whatever it was. So that thesis is clear with that. What I want you guys to do before we move on to how we're going to submit it and stuff, I want you guys to check, because I know you are typing or writing this super fast, okay? Make sure you use topic sentences. Elliot, quiet. Hey, don't be putting my chat up like that, man. Make sure you use topic sentences. Like, go into your writing and make sure for your body paragraphs you have made a clear topic sentence and you use the documents that worked with that supported it. That's a big deal. Because all those people that I said, all right, I guess we're gonna do this. All those documents, if they support the topic sentence, you could still get the evidence points, even if your thesis may not be the best or most clear. One thing I wanted to get into before we kind of let this go, because there's a lot of, it's 2:30 and I know some of you have been on here for an hour and a half. The contextualization. What ideas did you guys write about? Don't give me your entire contextualization. I'm gonna read it soon enough. But what ideas did you write about? Because there was a ton of them you could have used for this. So imperialism in general, social Darwinism, Ethan, huh?
Oh, I didn't think
Mongol imperialism. Dang, Nimrod. Okay, I'm gonna need to read that. Trade from Shrisud. Okay. Now, when people say imperialism in general and things like that, remember, it's got to contextualize it. So it's got to have some detail in there. Diego, Industrial Revolution, there's one. That's good. That'll definitely work, because that's why a lot of these nations started reaching outwards, right? They needed
not modernized.
materials.
Maybe more better writer could have possibly gone into complexity point with the stuff.
Don't ever aim for the complexity point.
No,
bro.
I didn't aim for it. I just casually think about it.
Yeah. Yordi, what were you saying, man? I'm sorry.
I think I really misinterpreted some of these documents.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
I mean,
rough.
it's going to happen. Ooh, nice. Michaela. Revolutions like the Haitian revolutions. Yeah, that'll work with that, because that's having to do with imperialism, most definitely, you know. I can work with the revolutions in this. Japan growing as an imperial power. Yeah, that'll work. You do take some things from the documents, I think, because you have to write about the Meiji Restoration, but maybe if you bring in the Tokugawa shogunate, you know, it can work. Me personally, I think I wrote about how imperialism kind of planted the seeds of revolutions, how from America to Africa, countries were kind of, you know, being taken advantage of by European imperialist powers, and talks about the revolution and stuff. And at the very end, I think I mentioned industrialization effects because they needed those resources. So yeah, you could use a lot of those things. Well, Keisha, I'm not going to know if you had to put more background knowledge till I read your thing. Really, the level you need to hit for contextualization is you have to get to a bar. It's kind of like you have to have, you know, 2 to 3 things that kind of relate to the topic, and you link it to that topic. It kind of just sets the world up. So it's got to have something in there and then expand upon it. I would watch the Heimler video for contextualization if you're at all confused. He does a pretty good job of it, of explaining exactly what it should do. But when in doubt, man, just remember the Avatar opening. You know, what is it? The air, the water, the fire. Oh, and it all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Now we've gone 100 years without the Avatar, and you see it sets the world up for you. And that's what
Why didn't I think of that?
Hey, look, man, I'm whatever.
I completely forgot these videos.
So, with all that said, I'm going to be reading your essays, and I will be giving you feedback on them. Email me them, the sooner the better, because I'll look at them tonight, tomorrow, and I'll give you the feedback on those things. I was not able to get to analysis on this one. However, I do think I probably put enough to get 2 outside evidence points. This is where I think you guys should take maybe Thursday, maybe Wednesday night, watch some of the Heimler videos, you know, and he's just going to remind you of content that might be able to work, you know? So, send me
He's
those
almost going
essays.
live.
Go ahead, Yordi.
He's almost going live.
Yeah, actually 3 o'clock, he will be live. I sent you guys a link to his old one. He'll be live 3 o'clock today for another session, and then Wednesday for another session. Check it out if you got time. Yeah, Shri-san, that's a great one. Talked about imperialism in Africa, a series of influence in the Opium Wars. I think it depends upon how it's presented, but yeah, those are all examples of imperialism. So with that being said, guys, email me everything. I'll type my email in the chat, Michaela, even though I think you probably know it by now. Come on. And that's really it, y'all. I'll see everybody soon.
I need to learn some more vocabulary
Oh,
words.
sorry. I will be on Thursday, like in the morning, just to answer last minute questions and to give you guys hopefully some encouragement, I guess.
Yep.
Maybe some, maybe
Positive
some,
reinforcements all the way.
All the way. All the way.
maybe some historic vocabulary words. You know.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a Kahoot or something. I don't know.
Estudiando pa.
Jeez, get out of here, kids. You're bothering
Diego,
me.
wait,
Elliot,
We should do a large
Elliot
scale
Mateo,
Kahoot.
forget about you. Stay here, please. I'll see everybody. Bye. See you later, Amaya. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, Mr.
No
Matos.
problem. Peace.
Diego.
Is it okay if I stay
Down
around
here.
to do the extra DBQ?
Yeah, of course. Stay around, of course.